Morning everyone. So what are we going to do today? We are going to be preparing our tub for our tomatoes. They're not quite ready to go in yet, but I'm going to be putting the compost together. So this is the first batch I'm doing, and these are sun gold. They're not ready, like I said, they're not ready to go in yet, but we're going to mix up some compost and get that all ready, and I'll show you what I do. So here's the tub I made a couple of weeks ago now, out of decking wood. In the bottom at the moment we've just got a little bit of old compost from last season, which is perfectly usable. We just need to add some nutrients to it. So and I should do this to a couple of my boxes, using old compost at the bottom and then adding the good stuff on top. So what we're going to put in first. So what we're going to add first is some peat-free multi-purpose. There's a part bag here that I need to use up. So we're just going to tip that in, bring the quantity up that's in the tub, mix it all in a bit. You'll find there's lots of hard lumps in it. Just knock them all to bits, break it up. Then we're going to have a secret ingredient, and I'll show you what that is shortly. So what's in the bag, you may ask? This is going to be the secret ingredient, and that too is going to get mixed in. Go find myself a Stanley knife. Actually, I don't need a Stanley knife. I've been messing around with the top of the bag and loosened it all up. So I just need to tip it out now. Haven't guessed what it is yet. Trying to do it one-handed is quite difficult, but it should all come out without me getting in too much of a mess. There you go. Yeah, this is manure. You could use farmyard manure, you can use horse manure, pony manure from your local riding stables. This is actually horse manure. It's going to give the nutrients needed for this box for all the coming growing season throughout the summer. So what I'm going to do now is add a bit more plain multi-purpose compost and give it a good old mix in. You'll get back to me shortly. So I grabbed another bucket of compost, multi-purpose, same as that, and we've spread our manure out. But we don't want manure on the top, we want it for the roots. So another layer of multi-purpose compost goes in the top, and this will get spread out. If you're using horse manure or farmyard manure, don't worry about the worms, they all help with conditioning the soil. So I'll spread that out, mix that all in, and then there'll be one more ingredient to go in shortly. So just to give the tomato plants a good start, I'm just going to add a little bit more manure. Yes, a little bit more, not too much, but it'll give them all a good boost and enrich the soil, which I've mixed in with the horse manure and the peat-free compost. So we'll just put a handful of, and bear in mind these do smell, dogs love them, so I'll just mix in a little bit. There is another ingredient I'm going to put in very shortly. That can all be mixed in at the same time. Yes, you will get smelly hands touching this, but that's what gardening's all about. Put it back in the shed. What's the next ingredient? You enjoying the lawn, Doug? Yeah? Is it nice? What do you reckon, Tom? Is that a nice bit of lawn? Yeah, they love it. They love it. Sun's out, spring's here. So, here it is. Eggshells. Why do we need eggshells? Well, tomato plants like to be deep rooted, so they're going to go quite deep in the tub, but they also need calcium, and this is a cheap, easy way of putting calcium in with your tomato compost. However, I'm not going to put them in just like that. I'm going to crush them up. So we'll do that, see if we can get them into a bit of a powder form. So, apologies for the untidy shed, but this is what I use to extract or smash up my eggshells. Push them in. Now this can get a bit fumy, as you probably see in a minute. Put the lid on, and one-handedly I've got to try and whiz it up. I have an assistant. Okay, no, I've got to hold the top. My assistant, right, I'll hold the top, you push it on then, that's it. Ooh. Okay, that'll do. Yeah, it's quite noisy. Now if I lift this, you're going to see loads of dust coming out. Ooh. Do that a few times. Would you take the lid off for me, please? Thank you very much. Oh, it looks hot, doesn't it? But it's not. It's just dust. And I'm going to mix it in. Put 2 or 3 lots in like that. And give it a good mix up. So there we have 3 batches of eggshells crushed up. And now I'm going to mix them in. So what's the benefit of the eggshells? Well, tomatoes tend to suffer from a few issues. If you're growing them outside, they do anyway. One of the big ones is blight, tomato blight, and that can be caused by cold, wet temperatures. And the other issue is blossom end rot. And blossom end rot, its main cause is a lack of calcium. So if you make sure you've got plenty of crushed up eggshells in with your compost, you won't get blossom end rot. I didn't get any blossom end rot last year doing this method. It seems to benefit, and it's an easy source of calcium providing you eat eggs, of course. But, yeah, and that'll all mix in nicely. Now I'm just going to put this to one side, let it stand for a couple of weeks, and by that time the worms that are in there will have turned it over and turned it through, and it'll be ready for planting your tomato plants in, and we'll do that in another video. So what I'm going to do next is pop round the front garden. We've got some Rudbeckia we're gonna plant in, so you can watch me sticking those in. So a quick look round then. Strawberries are coming along quite nicely. I've got a trough especially for those. They've been planted in holes with this weed membrane on top, and that helps to keep the strawberries nice and clean. And there's plenty of flowers there. I'm moving on to the mini greenhouse. We've got some various bits and pieces. Some small dahlias coming up there. Nemesia, which I ordered from online. Not entirely impressed with them because they're a bit too small, but I've got my own Nemesia I'll show you shortly. We've got some dahlias coming along. Calibraca, I don't know how to say that properly. 3 left there, the rest of them are already tubbed up. Here we've got Cosmos coming up, Calendula over there, and all these down here are Nicotiana, which will give a nice evening scent. So here's a tub that I planted up. Now these are Nemesia, and they're ones that I've grown, and they look a lot healthier than the ones I bought from a well-known shopping site. They're coming along okay. Hanging baskets are just starting to develop, and then I have a lot more Nemesia here, but they all look quite good. So last year I had some lovely flowers from this, which is common name I think is Black-Eyed Susan. Officially it's a Rudbeckia. So I bought another one to go into this bed and amongst the primroses. Primroses will be finished by the time the Rudbeckia grows up. So I got one from the garden centre there, and yes, they're the flowers, and they're lovely. And this will spread, so eventually it'll be the same size as that one over there. So I've already started digging a hole. Let's get it in there. Quite dense, this soil, although it's good quality, but over the years it's had a lot of different things in amongst it, so we're just redistributing the soil to allow room for the pot or the plant to come out of the pot. I'll try and aim for it to be around about the same height as it is already in the pot. Okay, I think that'll do. Gonna need 2 hands for the next job. So I've just eased it out of the pot, but you can see it's quite root bound, so you need to get your fingers in the roots and loosen up and ease out some of the roots before you put it in the hole. So just, you can't see what I'm doing there very well. Just get your fingers in. Break it up a little bit. So you're in trouble working one hand, you can't film and work. Okay. Let's get it in there. So I've got some roots dangling down now. That'll all spread out. Here we go. So by the time I've finished pushing some of the soil back around, it's going to be about the right height. Firm it in. I don't think it needs any water because there's so much moisture in this soil where we've had such a wet spring so far. Yeah. That's music to my ears. A cup of tea. There we go then. Nice little short one today. Planting up your Rudbeckia. See you in the next one. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this week's garden video. If you did, please give us a like, share. Better still, subscribe to the channel because that helps no end. Meanwhile, I'll see you in the next video.